Hey, I'm Zach Zeller, America's #1 expert for stacking for busy people. And today I'm going to show you how to make your own potato chips. So for this, there's two techniques. So you're going to need 2 potatoes, and I just took the liberty, washed them off myself. Now for the first technique, you're going to get very, very, very thin, crispy potato chips. And then for the second, they're going to be a little bit like larger, more of a mix between like a thin crispy potato chip and a French fry. So they're going to have less crisp, and they're going to be more of like a substantial chip. So for the thin ones, we're going to need a vegetable peeler. And what you're going to do is start at the top and just go across. And you're going to end up making chips look like this. And so, I mean, you're limited by the size of your potato and the shape. So these are kind of on the small side, but it gets bigger as you go down the potato. And so focus and kind of, you want to go a little bit slow here, just to make sure that you get that whole top layer of the potato. Really cut it. So you get nice big chunks like this, and if you mess up, it looks like this, that you get only part of it, that it ends. And if you mess up, it looks like you've only got part of it over there. And so let's just fast forward to the end, and I'll show you how all those pieces look. So I finished all the cutting, and I have the 2 types for you right here as my oven heats up to 400 degrees Fahrenheit. Now, right here you see the really thin, super thin. These are going to crisp up very well. They're going to be amazing. These are sticky, but also they're a little bit thicker, and it's going to be more of, you know, a hearty chip. And so these you could actually dip and load up more than you can with the really thin, crispy ones. So the oven's going to heat up. You're going to need a sheet tray, and I'm just going to line it with parchment paper and lay them all out in a single surface. So now with everything just lined out on the pan, I use some of my spray coconut oil so it doesn't stick, and so it gets a little bit crispier on the surface. There's a lot of water in the potatoes, so now that we're going to season, that stuff will stick very well. I'm just going to go pretty classic. I have black pepper, I have sea salt, I have lemon herb, a little bit different. So yeah, I'm just going to sprinkle over everything. Let that kind of cover. I'm not going to be too careful about it because it's just kind of raining down on it. It smells really good here. And then a little bit of the salt. So that's enough. I'm just gonna stick them in the oven for 15 minutes. Check on them, they should be done. This is a really big advantage, that when you cut things up into smaller, thin pieces, they cook a lot faster. So instead of taking an hour to bake a potato, you can take 20 minutes and bake it into chips. And so, it's awesome. See you in a bit. Fresh out of the oven, we have our potato crisps. So let's give it a taste. This nice one. Oh, it's good. It's perfect. So I took these out at 8 minutes actually. And the really thin ones, are so good. It's just, if I left it in for another minute, probably would be burnt. But it has that really good, you know, it has that really good potato chip crisp, and it has that really good taste that it's potatoey, but it has a little bit of that sweetness to it. But also, since it's been cooking, it kind of has that complexity to it that you get when you get it. Damn. So let's give it a taste. Oh man. It has that great crisp texture that you would expect from a nice crispy potato chip. And that potato flavor really comes through. So you don't get a lot of the oil or all that stuff you do with typical potato chips. These have a little bit of that sweetness from the potato, but also, since they're so thin and crispy and well done, you get a little bit of that like complex flavor where it's like right, if I left it in for like another minute, it would have been burnt, but it's right at the edge of burnt where you have all these nice complex flavors that get all jumbled up in the heat. Plus, having the pepper on it gives it a nice kick, and the Italian herbs taste really good. They really come through. Now, let's try the thicker ones. And so you can see these are lighter. They're definitely cooked, but yeah, they're not going to be as crispy. So you can see they have a little bit of a give. So they do have that give, but you get a lot of potato flavor out of them. In fact, they have a little crisp on the edges, a little more chew towards the middle. And so what I like to do with these is top them with more of like a hummus or guacamole or whatever you want to do as like a little dressed up stacked snack. And these are really good. But they're still thin enough that you get a lot of that topping and flavor coming through. It's just that I like to have the option to use these more as a base for other snacks, and also snack on them as a quick kind of flattened french fry. But these are more of just crispy, good old potato chips. So if you know someone who loves their spuds, then give the video a thumbs up. Comment below, share it, subscribe if you want to find out when I'm putting up new videos. Happy snacking.